Hi guys, it's Mother's Day, and we've kind of rearranged our whole living room so that we can surprise her mom and cousin today. We're gonna be prepping a lot of food and we are gonna be doing a lot of cooking. We wanted to record everything so we can walk you through the morning of prep, and yeah, so we made a list so we make sure we don't forget anything. I started making focaccia yesterday and it's resting in the fridge. I'm gonna take it out a couple hours before baking, finish it up, and after that we're gonna have some more carbs. We're gonna be making pasta. There's gonna be 2 different sauces because our brothers don't necessarily like the mushroom one that we want to make for my mom. She loves mushrooms, she loves white wine reduction, so that's gonna be that one, and then the other one's gonna be homemade, your typical beef bolognese. Everything's gonna be pre-made just so that we can just sit and enjoy meanwhile they're here. Yeah, and that way we all get to hang out and relax. Yes, all right. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Stay tuned.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adoncino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adoncino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei panacchini, quel cappello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non più avrai quei panacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante.
First things first, I want to start my bolognese because the longer it cooks, the better it will taste. Onions, 2 yellow Spanish onions. I'm gonna use 1 carrot, and I'm gonna use celery and garlic. This is pretty much an Italian mirepoix, extremely easy. Chop everything, put it into the pan with a little bit of oil. Once that has caramelized a little bit, then I'm gonna add my ground beef. The ground beef is gonna cook there. It doesn't have to be completely cooked through. Then I'm gonna put it at high heat and add my canned tomatoes. I like to use like whole roasted, fire roasted tomatoes. If you do have tomato paste, I don't have any at the time, you can add a little bit, and some type of herb that's just gonna reduce there forever. Seen some mushrooms that we baked in olive oil and salt and pepper, and we're gonna use this to maybe top off the focaccia, but definitely to put in the white sauce for the pasta. We just tried baking them instead of just cooking everything in the pan because they think it's gonna help with texture. So some of them will be a little crispier than others. We had the oyster mushrooms, which are like thinner, so they got nice and crispy in the oven, and now I'm gonna put them inside of the pot with the wine and reduce them with shallots. And here I am cutting tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, so that we can make bruschettas. Did I say that right? Probably not. But just to top off the some slices of bread for more appetizers. Suéltalo. So that's clearly hot. I am cutting shallots so they can be the base of the sauce. Tina's gonna help me saute them. Meanwhile, I'll keep on cutting shallots. Yeah, forever. I'll cut the shallots, and then once they're somewhat caramelized, we wanna put all this wine and reduce it until it's a nice syrupy consistency. Then you'll get the mushrooms in, and
What is the time?
it's in the drawer.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna chop some broccolini, and that's gonna be added at the end when we're ready to serve. Just because they will get like blackish, so you definitely want to add them at the very, very end, versus everything else that can just sit there pretty much forever. Did you find it? Yeah. Oh, you can add some time into that. The Bolognese is smelling amazing. It's already been like reduced a lot, and instead of looking red, it's now starting to look like brownish. Haven't tasted it yet, but I'll give it maybe another hour or so. My bad. I'm putting a little bowl. So we're separating a little to marinate with olive oil and vinegar. So what are you gonna do with the focaccia? One plain and one with sauce, or like two with sauce? I haven't thought about that. Okay. Okay, so this is looking nice. The shallots are some are crispy, some are brown, some are transparent, and that's what you want. And it's not sticking to the pan. Now I'm gonna add the mushrooms. And toss it all together. Oh, that looks really nice. I'm gonna let them marry. So it's smoking. It's all a little bit roasted fish, and it's sticking to the pan. So now we're gonna deglaze it with white wine. Heat on like medium high. Now all that wine is gonna reduce and get into a nice syrupy consistency. And then it's gonna be finished with oat milk and a little bit of the pasta water. So the wine reduced very nicely. It's thick. It smells really good. We're gonna add a little bit of nut milk just to make it like a white-ish sauce. Mix it around. It gives it a little bit of more creaminess. A nice color. And we're gonna season not too much, because the mushrooms have salt. And the pasta water will be seasoned as well. So nice pepper. Should be good. So hello. It's good to go. It browned it up a little bit. And we're just gonna go ahead and turn it off and cover it. The lid is over there, but we're gonna cover it and just let it sit. And once the pasta is ready, we'll mix it all together. And then we're gonna add these babies there too. Some broccoli. Esto aceite, it's gonna be over. Yeah, pero explain things. Nice olive oil. Yeah, this is a very nice olive oil, which I'm very sad to pour completely over, but the quality of your olive oil does matter. And whenever you're gonna serve it raw, you definitely want to have that hint of really nice and peppery, rich olive oil. This is some of the mushrooms that we had in the oven. I just want to bathe them pretty much with oil because they're gonna marinate all in there. I have shallots and just the onions with salt and pepper. And now I'm gonna add some white wine vinegar. It's going to be anything fancy as opposed to the oil. Yeah. It needs to give a punch. It's just vinegar. And why is this here? Anyways. I'm gonna add, I would say about 2 tablespoons. This is gonna give it a nice kick and touch, and it's gonna taste like it's almost pickled to an extent, but that's not what it is. It's just a nice vinaigrette. Marinade, yeah. Call it what you want. And we're gonna stir around, and I'm gonna add a little bit more salt and pepper, and then you can finish it with any herb you have. I like to stick to, it could be parsley or thyme or rosemary, just thyme and rosemary. Maybe I like it better just because it's nice and earthy, and it will stick to the flavor profiles of these other ingredients. You just took the focaccia out of the fridge, and this is what it looks like. This one, I took the plastic wrap like 5 minutes ago, and here you can see how it's already liking being outside, although gas is building up. And this one is gonna start doing the same look. There's one here. So once they come to room temp, we'll stretch them out. So they're on the way, and we are going to start with the focaccia. This one's gonna have some pesto that we had in the fridge. Mozzarella. Or is it mozzarella, or do we have? Oh, we have ricotta también.
Este con ricotta.